Dear students, in this section you are going to study 9th standard chemistry. In that previous video sections you have learnt acid and bases. The two topics you have already learnt. In this section you are going to learn salts. What is the topic in this section you are learning? No, salts. When you say salts, you may think about common salt. The chemical name of common salt is sodium chloride. When you say salt, the name for you very familiar about common salt. The seawater contains many salts. The common salts also present in it. The seawater contains, addition to that common salt, many salts are present. We can be separate sodium chloride, that is common salt, from other salt. So this is a common thing you should know. So in this section, what are the subtopics you are going to learn now? A definition of salt that you are learning, that is definition, salt definition. And second, types of salt. Types of salt. The third one is properties of salt. The next one is then water rock crystallization. Water rock crystallization. The last topic we are going to learn uses of salt. Uses of salts. These are the topics in this salt lesson you are going to learn. You are going to learn in this section. First, you come to know what is the definition of salts. The salt is produced. The salt is produced the reaction of acid between the bases. What is the definition? The salt is produced. Salt is produced the reaction of an acid and a base. This is the definition of salt. What is that? Salt is produced the reaction of an acid and a base. The reaction between an acid and a base, the salt is the product. In the reaction, in the chemical reaction, the salt is produced. No, one of the byproduct also obtained. The name of byproduct is water. That you commonly know. This you have learnt in your lower classes in that 7th and 8th standard. So let's see the equation type of this. What is the definition of that? When base plus acid, when these two are react together, it forms salt and water. What is? When base mixed with acid, the product obtained is salt, additional product is water. This is the reference station, that is equation reference station of reaction of, that is definition of salt. We will take for simple example. The base we take that is strong base, sodium hydroxide. When sodium hydroxide mixed with the acid, the strong acid, it is HCl. When sodium hydroxide mixed with HCl, when these two are react together, what is it? Acid is neutralized by a base or base is neutralized by an acid. The product obtained is sodium chloride plus water. This is a simple thing. What is the reaction of acid and a base? The salt is obtained. This is a simple definition of an acid. So in that salt, the salt is, so this is the first thing you are understand. The second thing you are going to understand is the salt produces, what is salt produces positive ions and negative ions. Positive and negative ions. When we take salt, that produces positive and negative ion when dissolves in water. When dissolves in water, when the salt is dissolved in water, the salt produces positive and a negative ion. For example, when sodium chloride dissolves in water, for example, it produces positive ion. That is here in sodium chloride, positive ion is sodium ion. In sodium chloride, negative ion is chloride ion. What is represented here? What should be named as? It is Cl minus is called a chloride. So this forms positive and a negative ion when salt dissolves in water. This is the thing you are understood very clearly. What is that definition of an acid? The reaction between, actually here the neutralization reaction takes place between an acid and base. When the neutralization takes place between an acid and a base, then only the product must be salt, the additional product is water. This is the definition, you are going to understand this. So next, the second topics we are going to study, classification, that is types of salts. The salts are types, the salt types are on the four types here. There are four types. One is normal salts. Then second one is called acidic salt. Then third type of salt is called basic salts. Then fourth, that is last type of salt is called double salt. Double salts. These are the four types of salts. What are they? One is normal salts, then second one is acidic salt, third one is basic salt, and the fourth one is double salts. Let's see one salt by one in very detail. First we take normal salt. How normal salt is obtained, that we are going to see. Normal salt is obtained from neutralization of, that is complete neutralization of an acid by a base. How normal salt is applied? No? A complete neutralization, this is a thing you should understand. Complete neutralization of an acid by a base. What is complete neutralization of an acid by a base? The normal salt is obtained. For example, an acid by a base. For example, we take potassium chloride. It is obtained. This salt is obtained from complete neutralization of an acid. Potassium chloride is obtained from, we take there is a potassium hydroxide. This is the strong base. It reacted with the acid, that is hydrochloric acid. When the hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, when strong acid is complete neutralized with the strong base, by neutralization of the strong base, the product obtained is called potassium chloride. We know that additional product is water. This reaction we can write in the vice versa. KOH plus HCl gives KCl plus H2. No problem it is. So here KCl, this is the salt is obtained. The name of the salt is, simple thing, it is a normal salt. Whatever the salt is obtained, the salt is the acid completely neutralized by a base. Such salt is called normal salt. Here potassium chloride is normal salt. Before in this definition we have seen one salt, no, that is common salt. That also formed by complete neutralization of base, that is sodium hydroxide. An acid is called hydrochloric acid. The salt is obtained is sodium chloride. So that also it is an example of normal salt. Here potassium chloride also it is a normal salt. Only thing you want to understand here, complete neutralization. The neutralization must be complete. How no? That we take here, when potassium hydroxide dissolves in water, it forms K plus and OH minus. When hydrogen chloride, this dissolves in water, it forms H plus and Cl minus ion. These H plus and Cl minus, these two are react together, that forms water. It is a byproduct. When here that acid radical, this is Cl minus, this K plus, this is basic radical. When these two are react together, when positive ion react with the negative ion in this, when these two are, this mutual attraction, here that actually that ionic bond takes place. Because the two are that is opposite charges. One is positive and negative charge. When between these two charges there is a ionic bond is forming, this attraction, because of this attraction the product obtained is called potassium chloride. Potassium chloride is normal salt. This thing you should understood in this concept. Next we go The second type of salt, that is acidic salt. In this how acidic salt is obtained, and that we are going to see now. Acidic salt, the name itself, or the nature of this salt is acidic in nature. This acidic salt is obtained partial replacement of, this thing you should understand. It's formed by partial replacement of hydrogen ion. This hydrogen ion from an acid. This replacement, which is going to do the replacement of hydrogen ion by a metal. A metal, it is present in the base. That metal replaced hydrogen ion from an acid. Because of that replacement of partial replacement hydrogen ion, their salt is forming. Such a salt is called acidic salt. Example of acidic salt. How acidic salt is forming? By equation type we are going to be see. So here we take by a metal it is going to be replaced. We take sodium hydroxide. This is strong base. We take another one example, that is an acid. It is dibasic acid. The example of dibasic acid is sulfuric acid. When sulfuric acid mixed with the sodium hydroxide, it forms sodium bisulfate, that is NaHSO4. Additional product is water. What is? When sodium hydroxide mixed with sulfuric acid, they are forming sodium bisulfate plus water. This sodium bisulfate or sodium hydrogen sulfate is acidic salt. Here the nature of salt is acid. So here how the sodium hydrogen sulfate is formed? Here sodium hydrogen sulfate formed. Now you see the definition of that. Partial replacement of hydrogen ion. The hydrogen ion present in acid. In that there are two hydrogen ions are present. This to be written as 2H plus and SO4 2 minus. Here in sulfuric acid, two hydrogen ions present. Among, that is in these two hydrogen ion, one hydrogen ion replaced by a metal. Here in base the metal known as sodium. One hydrogen ion replaced, that means in this two is present, one is replaced by a metal, so it formed as Na, one hydrogen here, NaH, there is SO4, this formed as NaHSO4. Remaining one hydrogen is present here. This hydrogen react with OH minus, that forms additional product water. Only thing here you want to understand, partial replacement of hydrogen ion from an acid by a metal is called, the product obtained is known as sodium bisulfate. The sodium bisulfate nature is acid. So this salt is called acidic salt. Next type of salt we go, basic salt. Basic salt. Here in acidic salt, partial replacement of hydrogen ion. In basic salt, you can say yourself, because this is basic salt. In basic salt, how obtained? Here, partial replacement of, what is that? Partial replacement of hydroxide ion. What is that? Partial replacement of hydroxide ion. This hydroxide ion present in an base. Base contains hydroxide ion. So partial replacement of hydroxide ion from a base by an acid, that is acid radical. Such a formation, such a product is called basic salt. We take example for this. It is partial replacement of hydroxide. We take example for this. Here we take lead hydroxide. Pb lead, OH twice, it is lead hydroxide. The valency of lead here 2 plus. So that this is written as Pb OH twice. When this lead hydroxide mixed with acid, that is hydrogen chloride. In this hydrogen chloride, that is the Cl minus is called acid radical. When the partial replacement of OH minus, this is to be written as 2OH minus. No, there are two hydroxide ion present in lead hydroxide. This 2OH minus is replaced by this acid radical. by the replacement of acid radical to the hydroxyl ion in that PbOH minus, their forming product is called PbOHCl. This is called lead hydroxychloride. Here we take Pb, there is one OH. It is this one OH replaced by the Cl. So what is the product? PbOHCl. Additional product that you know, it is water is additional product. This salt is called, that is PbOHCl. This salt is called basic salt because here hydroxide ion is partially replaced. Their forming salt is called lead hydroxychloride. The name of the salt is lead hydroxychloride. This basic salt, we take basic salt PbOHCl. This basic salt further react with strong acid, that is HCl. What is this basic salt? Further react with strong acid. This produced normal salt. What is that? This produced simple salt, that is PbCl2, additionally water. In the first step, partial replacement of hydroxyl ion, basic salt is formed. No, that basic salt is further react with the hydrochloric acid, that is strong acid. It is again, this OH is replaced by this Cl. Additional Cl is here. So the product is PbCl2, the byproduct is water. This should not be happened in acidic salt. This further we cannot be replaced, we cannot be reacted with the acid. But this reaction only takes place, actually this you could understand. Normal salt is only obtained when the basic salt is further react with acid. These things you should be understood. Next type of salt is double salt. How double salts are formed, that you are going to study now. Double salt is formed by the two simple salt, that is saturated solution of, here you want to understand, saturated solution of two simple salts. That is a mixture of or combination of saturated solution of two simple salts in equimolar ratio. What is that? In equimolar ratio. So followed by crystallization, the double salt is formed. Here only thing you want to understand, two simple salts, these two simple salts is combined, the two simple salt saturated solution, that solution should be in saturated form, that should be in that equimolar ratio, followed by crystallization. That is, the process is called crystallization. Through that the double salt is forming. Best example for double salt is potash alum. What is that? Potash alum is example of a double salt. How the potash alum, this is actually the common name. The chemical name of potash alum is potassium sulfate dot aluminum sulfate dot 24H2O. This is the formula for potassium sulfate, aluminum sulfate. This mixture of two simple salts with 24H2O. That is mixture of potassium aluminum sulfate with titrated form, because it is crystal nature, no? So it is in the titrated form. This is the formula of potassium. What is K2SO4 dot Al2SO4 thrice dot 24 moles of water molecule present in it. This is an example of potassium. Here you want to understand potassium sulfate, that is K2SO4 is one simple salt. Aluminum sulfate, this is Al2SO4, this is also another simple salt. When these two simple salts combined in that what is saturated solution mixture, it is in that equimolar ratio, the same ratio these two are mixing. So this forming double salt, the name of double salt is potassium. When these solution must be taken as into crystal form, so that we can obtain as potassium. This is an example for the next, that is fourth type of salt. The type of salt is called double salt. This is the types of salt is over. Next we go properties of salt. Before knowing that, before understanding the properties of salt, Can you say what are the types of salt so far we have discussed? Yes, we discussed. One is normal salt, second one is acidic salt, then third one is basic salt, the last one now we discussed double salts. There are the four types of salt we discussed. Now we go for the properties of salts. That you know that when by looking the properties, this we are going to know the simple physical properties. By looking the salt, you could understand the salts are, many salts are in solid in nature. What is that? The salts are solid in nature. When it is melt, as well as when we heated the salt, it going to be melt. In that high temperature only it is going to be melt. So that the salt is solid in nature. The nature of salt is solid. The second example, most of the salt is dissolves in water. This is the second property. Dissolved in water. Most of the salt is dissolves in water. It can easily dissolve in water. For example, a chloride of sodium as well as chloride of potassium. These two are easily dissolved in water. What is chloride of sodium salt? What is that? That is sodium chloride. That you know, sodium chloride easily dissolves in water. When we take the potassium chloride, that potassium chloride also dissolves in water. These two chloride salts are dissolved in water. But here one thing you should understand. Exceptional case in this. Silver chloride, it is insoluble in water. Insoluble in water. Sodium chloride, potassium chloride dissolves in water, but silver chloride insoluble in water. It does not dissolve in water. This is a nature. This can be dissolved in, that is organic solvent, because water acts as universal solvent, that is inorganic solvent. So this silver chloride dissolves in organic solvent like benzene, ether, some other, so on. This is the second properties of salt. What is that? It dissolves. The most of the salts easily dissolves in water. Next we go. It is the salts odorless. Salts are mainly odorless. That is tasteless. It cannot be taste. The taste of salt is tasty salt. It is odorless. Odorless salt. Mostly the salts are in white color. White in nature, white color. There are some color salt also produced. That is copper sulfate is in blue in color. That is copper sulfate is blue color. Like that some other salts also in colored. But most of the salts are odorless. Most of the salts are white in color. So next property we go. That is fourth property. Salt is hygroscopic in nature. Hygroscopic in nature. Salt is hygroscopic, that is H-Y-G-R-O, that is hygroscopic in nature. What is the meaning of hygroscopic? No? That substance which absorbs moistures. The substance which absorbs moisture from the surrounding. This is actually why the salt is in crystalline form. No? The salt is contains moisture. So that's why the salt is in crystalline form. That nature is called hygroscopic in nature. That is, salt is hygroscopic in nature. The meaning of hygroscopic is it is absorbs moisture from the surroundings. This is the four properties. That is the last properties of the salts. So what is the first one? The salts are solid in nature. Most of the salts dissolves in water. There is exceptional case, silver chloride insoluble in water. Then third one is the salts are odorless. The color of salt is white in color. Most of the salts. The color salt also present. So here the salts are hygroscopic in nature. What is it can absorb moisture from the surrounding. These are the properties of salt. Next topic we are going to discuss about water of crystallization. Water of crystallization. So many of the salts are crystals in nature. Why the salts are crystals in nature? No, because of it contains water molecules in that. What is that? The water molecules present in the water, such a substance are called that crystals. That a substance are called water of crystallization. What the water molecules? Water molecules contain substance that is water molecule contained in an salt. Such a process is called water of crystallization. Why the salt is crystalline in nature? No, generally, basically, the salt contains crystals nature. Why no? It has water molecules in it. That water molecules are known as water of crystallization. This is the first thing you are going to be understand. The second thing, the salt that contain water of crystallization. No, what is the salt that contain water of crystallization? Salt that contain water of crystallization. Such a salt is called hydrated salt. Such a salt is called hydrated salt. Salt that contain water of crystallization. That means the water molecule present in it. Such a salt is called hydrated salt. Water molecule present in a salt, the salt is called hydrated salt. Because of the water molecule, the salt becomes crystal in nature. That salt is called hydrated salt. The number of hydrated salt. For example, we take hydrated salt. Copper sulfate pentahydrate, that is CaSO4.5H2O. CaSO4.5H2O. This named as copper sulfate. 5 water molecules is present. No, this is number of water molecule present in it is 5. So this is to be 5 is named as penta. What is that? Penta. So this is named as copper sulfate pentahydrate. The water molecule is named as hydrate. The name is copper sulfate pentahydrate. This is name of that. So color of this copper sulfate is blue color. The only reason why the copper sulfate is blue in color, no, because of copper sulfate contains these 5 moles of, that is 5 molecules of water. How these 5 molecules of water is removed? When this water, that is copper sulfate pentahydrate is heated, when this copper sulfate pentahydrate is heated, this becomes copper sulfate plus 5 molecules of water molecules removed. That's evaporated. Now the blue color becomes white color. You could understand very easily. Generally, copper sulfate is blue in color. It is crystalline in nature, blue color crystal. When copper sulfate salt, by taking in the test tube, when the copper sulfate salt is heated, while heating the water molecule is evaporated, these 5 moles of water molecule is evaporated. After evaporating, when we looking the copper sulfate, the color will be changed, the blue color will disappear. Now we can produce, that salt is produced white color. That's what I am telling. The reason for the color is the number of water molecule present in the addition with the salt. That's why the color also forming. Again, this to be reversible. When the copper sulfate is again becomes cool, when we kept alone, when we kept some more times, it may 5 to 10 minutes, it absorbs water molecule from the surroundings. By absorption of these 5 moles of water molecule, the white color become blue in color. What is this? Again converted into CaSO4.5H2O. CaSO4.5H2O. The blue color, while heating, it changes into white color. By cooling, when this is cooled, by cooling of this water, that is copper sulfate is cooled, it absorbs water molecule from the surroundings. Now it's again regain the color. Now the color of copper sulfate is blue color. Again the blue color is regained. This is to be takes place in that copper sulfate pentahydrate. This is the first example of water of crystallization. We can give the second example also. This is zinc sulfate with 7 molecules of water molecule. That is ZnSO4.7H2O. This is named as zinc sulfate heptahydrate. What is? The 7 is named as hepta, H2O is hydrate. This is zinc sulfate heptahydrate. heptahydrate. This is a second example. You come to understand in that what are crystallizations. This is the important topic. Further information you come to understand very clearly in the 10th standard. That is the same topic. Even some of the additional information is given in that. You come to study this order of crystallization in the 10th standard textbook. Next topic we go, uses of salt. The first uses of the salt is, we take common salt. What is the example of common salt? Yes, good. Sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is an example. It is common name of sodium chloride is common salt. The chemical name is sodium chloride. That you know very clearly the use of sodium chloride. The sodium chloride used in our daily food. Without salt, we are not taste any food. That food is waste and it is tasteless food. That you know very well about the sodium chloride. In one more use of sodium chloride, it is used as preservative to preserve some of the food item that you know it should be the salt is added, so that it is used as preservative and also it is used in our daily food. This is the two uses of common salt. Second salt we are going to study, that is washing soda. This is a common name. The chemical name of washing soda is sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3. What is the second salt we are going to be seeing? Washing soda. The formula, that is chemical name of washing soda is Na2CO3, that is sodium carbonate. The use of washing soda is, it is used in softening hot water. It is used in softening hot water. That hot water it is not useful for our domestic purpose. When the hot water is softened by the when what want to be used in that soft water, no, we should add washing soda in it. It becomes soft. We can be used for our domestic purpose. For that the washing soda is used. There is softening of hot water. This is the use of that. Another one use of that washing soda is, it is used in the industries purpose to make paper. It is especially used in that paper. Some other industries also it is used in that. The industries which is industries purpose, this washing soda is used to make a paper. To make a paper industry, the washing soda is essential to use. This is about that. What is the chemical formula of washing soda and what are the uses of washing soda. Next, the third important salt is baking soda. What is the third important salt is baking soda. This is common name. The chemical name of baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. The formula is NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate. It is baking soda. This should be concentrated. The baking soda is used in, this is used for the manufacture of baking powder. It is used to manufacture the baking powder. How the baking powder is manufactured? No. The baking soda mixed with tartaric acid, that is NaHCO3. This you know baking soda. When the baking soda mixed with tartaric acid, this is organic acid. When the tartaric acid is mixed with baking soda, we could prepare a baking powder. This baking powder is used in that we know, that is making of cake and bread. Making of cake and bread. For making this, for this spongy nature, soft and spongy nature, this baking powder is mixed in that. The baking powder is prepared mixture of sodium bicarbonate and tartaric acid. This is the first use of baking soda. The second one is, this is used in acid soda, that is extinguisher. Soda acid fire extinguisher. That is soda acid fire extinguisher. This is used in an acid soda fire extinguisher. Here soda, the name soda, here it is baking soda is mixed in that acid, we are taken as sulfuric acid. When the sodium baking soda mixed with the sulfuric acid, when these two are react together, when the soda mixed with the acid, this produces carbon dioxide gas. When these gases are used to extinguish fire, what is the carbon dioxide is used for extinguishing the fire. For the manufacturing of carbon dioxide, the acid is mixed with the soda, that is in the baking soda. We can be produced carbon dioxide gas. This is the use, we can be understand how, where, in what way the baking soda is used in that way. Next use, we go the next salt. That salt is called calcium oxychloride. That is, and before that we can go the plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris. The chemical formula of plaster of Paris is, that is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Calcium sulfate hemihydrate. CaSO4 is called calcium sulfate. Dot of H2O is, this is to be termed as, named as hemi. What is hemi? Hemihydrate. This is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. This formula you should understand. You should be carefully, you should read calcium sulfate hemihydrate. For confusing, this may given as CuSO4 dot of H2O also. That copper sulfate, that is different. Here the plaster of Paris is calcium sulfate dot of H2O. What is the use of this plaster of Paris? This is used in plastering bones. For the fractures of, while the fracture in the accident, the bone is fractured, no? For the plastering the bones, this plaster of Paris is used. That you come to know. Plastering the bones, for plastering bones, the plaster of Paris is used. It is also used in making cost for statues. For statues making, no, in that it is used as a cost. That is cost for making statues. These are the two important use of plaster of Paris. This is used in that plastering the bones, and also used in cost for statues, making cost for the statues. Next we go, the last use of salt is bleaching powder. Bleaching powder. So the bleaching powder, the formula of bleaching powder is calcium oxychloride. What is the formula? CaOCl2. The bleaching powder that you know, but the chemical name of the bleaching powder is calcium oxychloride. The formula is CaOCl2. This you know that in what manner the bleaching powder is used. It is used as a disinfectant. It is used as disinfectant. It is also used in that that is textile industries, especially in that cotton and linen industries. Bleaching cotton and linen dresses, the bleaching powder is used. It is used for, that is in textile industries, bleaching cotton and linen. So this is two uses of bleaching powder. This is about that uses of salt. What are they? So far in the uses we discussed. First one is common salt. This is sodium chloride. It is used in our daily life as well as preservative. Washing soda, that is Na2CO3. It is used in softening the hot water. Also it is in the making of industrious purpose, that is paper industry. Some other industries the washing soda is used. Next, baking soda. The formula it is NaHCO3. It is used to make baking powder, and also it is used in that acid, that is soda acid fire extinguishers. Then next one is plaster of Paris, that is CaSO4 dot of H2O, the formula. It is used in that plastering bones, and also it is used for making cost for statues. The last one salt is bleaching powder. The formula of bleaching powder is CaOCl2. The name is calcium oxychloride. It is used as disinfectant, and also it is used for bleaching cotton and linen industries. Yes. So far students, we discussed salts. That's all the topics is present in the salts. What are the topics we discussed now? The definition of salt we discussed. The second one is types of salt we discussed. Third one is properties of salt we discussed. The next topic we discussed water of crystallization. The last topic of this lesson is uses of salt. that we have discussed in this video section. Should watch full videos. Then if you have any doubt, you should ask me. You can be quite any query in that while studying these topics. You should be make a question into that my personal WhatsApp number. I will clarify your doubt. Thank you.